Welcome everyone back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing a lot of work. I am going to finally be reorganizing my watercolor palette. I've accumulated watercolors based on classes I've taken and artists recommending some watercolor, but I finally decided after all this long journey of taking classes from Domestika, YouTube, and Skillshare that I am just going to stick to one or two instructors. Take the classes, but I'm going to just stick to it because it was getting overwhelming for me. And in the process of that, I'm like, okay, I want to do fashion illustration. I want to do flowers, but I was just getting a lot of watercolor supplies. But I decided that I love how certain artists do their illustrations, and I'm now going to put all my watercolor paints in in different palettes. So I recently purchased this small palettes. I was watching a ad of a class on Domestika and I saw an artist. She had all her colors, like her reds in one palette like this, and she had her blues in another palette. But for me, I just found this on AliExpress. They were pretty cheap. I believe they were $2. So I just bought them according to the colors. So this one, like this one, I'm going to be putting on my blues in here because I had so many palettes and I left my watercolors. I put a swatch, a little bit of them in there. But when I'm trying to get the exact color, I didn't know which was which. I didn't know what color. I had to quickly using like little cut pieces of my watercolor paper to be swatching which is which, and there was no way for me to label it, or because I don't have a lot of space here. And I had this big meeden palette. I'm trying to grab it here. See, I have that. Everything is in there, and some of them I know what color they are, some of them I don't. And one of my instructors that I really love her art, I would like you guys to go check out, Natalie Martin, also on Skillshare. This is how she was using her palette, and her palette was of different colors of it, which I'm going to be also doing. But I would like to know, okay, which kind of yellow this is, what color is which. So I decided, for me, since I'm still new at this, a lot of these artists, you see them just go into their palette and they just take their brushes and they take the colors from here. I believe because they've been doing this for a long time, they know which color is which by just looking at it. But for me, I still need to test them out and see what color. They know it offered, but for me, so that's why I decided I'm going to be organizing myself more so I can work faster and efficiently, to be more efficient. And as you can see, I've accumulated few number of watercolor from Mammeri Blu to Daniel Smith, and just a few of M. Graham. I have only one red, Alice and Crimson, that Anna Bucciarelli. I believe a lot of you have heard of her here on YouTube. She did the Canadian coin. So I love the way her, she illustrates her birds and flowers, and she put me onto so many colors from Daniel Smith, and I recently just purchased some of them that she recommended, like I've never heard of, like the neutral tints, let's see, which one is this one? Winsor Blue Green Shade by Winsor and Newton. So I just purchased a little bit of it because I know she's one of the teachers I'm just going to be sticking with in regards to illustration with flowers. I like that botanical aspect and the opacity of how beautiful how she illustrates. So I want to organize myself. She also has this something like this, and she just uses a lot of this that she stacks up on each other, so she knows all her colors. I don't. Like some of these colors, these are all blues and some purples, but I can't remember it offhand. I just put a dollop of them in there. So that's why I'm going to be turning my camera around to show you guys what is the plan on how I'm going to organize myself. So as you can see, as I mentioned earlier, I bought some. I'm going to put in my greens here, put in my pinks here. I'm thinking I'm going to put in my my yellows in here. And then I have this one also from Schmincke. But the only thing is that I like just a few of the colors, like this Brilliant Green is one of my favorite greens, and I think I'm just gonna, you know, take some of the greens here and just have all my greens in here. And that's how I feel like I'm gonna keep me organized. And next time, if I run out of this, I'm gonna write the names of the color and also the brand. So when I run out of this, I just know I have to just purchase another one and put it in here and refill them. And so what I did also from AliExpress is I went there and I got this. I got 50 pieces of this magnetic this is a half pan. No, this is not half pan. I think 0.5 ml. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And this ones are magnetic, and I'm just going to be placing them inside here and create about 14 spaces in here and I will fill it up here and up here. And then I took a little bit of my hot press paper and I cut them into small shapes that could fit in here. And so with that, I'll be able to know what colors that I am using, and I give them enough space so I can write the name and the brand. So with this, I know if this is pinks all in here, I can just go for pink. And I definitely did have a brother labeler, so now I'm regretting. I'm like, why did I get rid of it? So I'm going to be labeling that these are all pinks. At least I mean, I know pink, green, blues, either here yellows or yellows. I think I'll put my yellows or my reds in here. And then with this one, I have I will definitely decide what I want to do. So I'll be right back as I organize everything. As you can see, I have a lot of browns. I have a lot of browns here, and I'm going to be taking the browns from inside here and putting them all together, so everything will be cohesive and organized. So this is the pen I'm going to be using. It's called the Precise V5 Extra Fine, made by Pilot. I like it because it's dark. It will be able to, you know, I'll be able to see what's on the paper. If I use a pencil and I have a really dark color like the sepia or the, as you can see here, I can barely read what's here because I use pencil here. This is transparent Mars red and Mars brown. You see, it's only through here I could know this is what I did here. Right, this is this. So I'm not gonna make the mistake of using something light that I would, you know, for example, this dark color. I can't see what's on it at the back. So I'm going to use some darker pen, and I have to be careful to leave space so I can know how to write the name of the brand. And I'm gonna be making fast, like a time lapse. So I won't keep you guys here on this video for too long. So after all the work that I put in, I have finally finished all the swatching. This is my greens and the transfer of all my watercolors into this little palette. As I told you before, I got this from AliExpress. AliExpress is a beautiful place for you to find even quality watercolor paints. They have Carande Arch, they have Sennelier, they have Daniel Smith, they have even the little ones, as much as if you want the little poured this 5 ml of this little like Sennelier or Daniel Smith or Core, you will find it there. And so this is it. Everything that I have from all the accumulated watercolors, I have put them in here so that at least I'm organized. And these ones are magnetic. I got them from also from AliExpress, and I have arranged them, you know, and so I feel more organized like this. So I have one more, which is my browns, and this is it here. Let me make sure I'm recording. And this is my browns too. So what I did was I swatched first, and I used this V5 Precise rolling ball pen by Extra Fine by Pilot, and I wrote down the names here. of all of them, of the colors that I have in there, and I wrote like the DS. The DS is like the Daniel Smith. And with that, I'll be, if I run out of it or I need to refill this little, this is 0.5 ml, not 5 ml. It will be easy for me. And some of them, I purchased some of like this ones from my Mammeri Blu. I'm holding two. Let me put this back. I purchased it like that from my Mammeri Blu, and it's moving. So I'm using this to hold it back. I kind of slide it in here so that it will hold this too, because if I move it like I said, it's moving. So I have to get more magnetic. That's the only thing I didn't like about this design. So next time I'm going to buy the ones that have like the metal whole thing in there, and then you can press it, push it back if you want to get this out, and you can just slide this one in here. See, it's easier that way. It doesn't move like the ones that are moving, because with this one, you see, even when I tilt it, it's not coming out. So that's why I realized the mistake I made by purchasing the ones that didn't have the like the middle metal thing in the middle. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Right here. See this things in the middle? I don't know what they call them. Right here. This helps to hold the watercolor in there. So when you push this back, it releases, and when you push it forward, it holds it in there. So that's the only difference that I noticed with that. But they're pretty cheap. This were like $2 each. Yeah, they didn't go more than $3. I think this was the only one that was expensive, and it's a little bit heavier compared to this one's, because I think that metal thing in the middle makes it much heavier. But with this, I have held this back with this magnetic, because if I take this off, something like this will slide. It will slide off. So I probably have to figure out what I'm going to use. I'll probably just buy some magnetic, glue some magnetic, because I think you can also attach a magnetic, you can cut like the little strips of magnetic, or if you have a little one you can purchase on Temu or AliExpress, just glue it on here and place it there, because I wouldn't like it moving, because if I miss one of this, it'll lose one of this, it could mess up the arrangement that I have. And the ones that I have that are two, I just slide it underneath each one. So it's the same thing here. So, but other than that, at least I am organized, because I did have this big, very huge meeden um, palette. That was huge for me. So I didn't know what colors were in here. My instructor does that so beautifully. Her name is Natalie Brown. She has all her colors, from the yellows here to the reds, then the brown, the greens to the blues and brown. And she does beautiful, beautiful art like that. Her palette is not clean. She says she loves it that way, and I respect her. But for me, I cannot do that, because I'm new to not new to watercolor. I've been doing this fairly for a few years now, but this is what I was working with before, something like that. This is my Daniel Smith. So everything is labeled in here. This is my Daniel Smith. I now realize I love granulating watercolors. As you can see, I have cut out some of my Daniel Smith and I've placed them in here, because some instructors too do use the granulating watercolors for birds, for flowers. It's just different. But because I just decided this, I'm going to be using for like landscape and sea and different things I want to be doing, I just cut a little bit of it, the ones I believe that I don't have here, and I'm going to be using them from there, because I will not be using this palette that much. Daniel Smith, this one is a granulating watercolor. I purchased it from Etsy. Boom. Different places I purchase my art supplies from, but most of it is from Amazon. And then I've started picking up watercolor from AliExpress, as I mentioned earlier, because I see quality. I've purchased quality brushes from them, like the Neverskaya. They have the Neverskaya Paletra. This is another watercolor brand that I'm really looking into. I'm expecting one today. This is White Nights Neverskaya Paletra, made in Russia. This is the dark, this is like my dark pigment for watercolors. They are beautiful when you use them for landscape, ocean, galaxy. So that's one in combination with my Daniel Smith is what I'm going to be using this for. And I'm expecting one that I'm going to be showing you guys soon. And so this is one of the work of my teacher that I was telling you, by Natalie Martin. I'm taking her classes on Skillshare. As you can see, this is how she combines her colors. That's why I said her big palette is so, it's messed up, because she mixes her colors. She can sometimes illustrate this and put greens on it. She can mix, and then this is one of the classes she just released, mixed media with watercolors. So this is like my Faber-Castell Polychromos pencil that I use to make these marks in here, and I enjoy taking her class. I need to take more of it. So this is like a lily, and I use my Manly wax crayons here, but I don't like this little flakes that are coming up. See how it's coming up? That's why my goal is to be able to buy the Karande Arch, because I believe they don't have this as their peeling. And this here is my watercolor. This is watercolor. It's one of the watercolors I picked up from here. And as you can see, this one I use this one is my Faber-Castell, let me remember, Faber-Castell Pastels. I don't like it because I had to spray it with my fixer spray so that it will not smudge. And so this one, I don't like the Manly crayons. I don't like how they feel on paper. So I decided that I'm gonna try the Karande Archie wax and the new color too. And this is one of the class that one of her work. This is not mine. I'm just practicing. I love how she does that. I did not really get the composition right. The bottle here is supposed the vase is supposed to be at the bottom, more bottom. But she always taught one thing she taught me is the rule of the thirds. Do not put your art in the middle, always to the side, the corner. And this is the mixed media one. So this is also my polychromos. So I'm just practicing because I love her work. She's so beautiful. She has beautiful work. If you can look her up on Skillshare, she does not have a lot of classes on her YouTube, but she has a Facebook group. But I do more from learning with her on my Skillshare class. Sorry about that. So with that, that is the reason, because she probably knows all what she's putting in her palette. I cannot. So that's why I labeled them. And she and Anna Bucciarelli on YouTube are one of the classes that I'm also be taking. Anna Bucciarelli is on YouTube. She has beautiful, beautiful teaching from YouTube and also on Skillshare. So that's why I purchased a lot of watercolors by listening and watching Anna Bucciarelli, like the Patlo Blue Green shade. I never knew what was that. That was like, what is Patlo Blue Green shade? Is this Patlo Blue Red shade? And like the natural tint to the natural neutral tint here. I never knew about them. So, and also the Dioxin Purple by Winsor and Newton. So I really love those colors. And then the Quinadical Burnt Orange, she mentioned that, one of my favorite. And Quinadical Burnt Scarlet, beautiful colors. So I learned all that from looking at her classes. And then Opera Pink, beautiful color too. Sandal Red, I learned that. And so I'm excited to be able to use this to do a lot of illustration, from flowers to birds to different illustrations. So that's it. I hope this helped you guys. Um, as I said, I take class